Yeah, go ahead.
I get that and everything like that, but then we have people like teachers and everything that are homeless and things like that. They got skills, they educate people, and they're still homeless, right? So that's not really the problem. The problem is the greed that has come in. After 2008, that's when you started seeing all this happen. And real estate and all the tech, they want to say on tech. I do leasing, I work with property management. I also work for tenant housing rights. So I know the real deal about the reason why things are like this. It's the greed.
Okay.
And they're not trying to help the poor. They're not trying to help the homeless. They don't care. However, it's going to take the community to come together and say this enough is enough. Start getting people to go to council meetings and demand that changes be made. That's the only way it's going to happen if we collectively come together.
Okay.
Because there's people who are educated, bachelors, they know that. One facet of whatever in their lives are about.
Okay.
Right. I happen to agree, though, because it's not just one problem. It's a number of different problems, and it has to be addressed on a number of different fronts. But education is a really important piece of it. For you young people, I mean, don't waste your time. You know, the target is moving. You want to make sure you get skills that match up with what's going on right now or in the future rather than miss it and be behind.
Okay. And this is, we're wrapping this thing up, but to Mitzi and Prentice, when you were on the streets, what was the best thing that someone could do to help you?
Well, not me, but people where I was at, they needed a lot of things over there. It was a young lady that lived over there at the time. Things was taken from her as she grew up, so she became a hoarder. She'd go and she would get anything she can think of that she can work with, or it's just stuff, because we had a dumping problem over there. Because it was a dead end, everybody came over there, car parts, furniture, lights for cars, and what me and my husband did, we made a business out of it. You gonna come and throw the stuff, we gonna put that on let go and let somebody else buy it. Use your resources. Recycle. We drank a lot of water. Recycle them bottles. I get my sugar kick, so I drank a lot of sodas. Recycle them bottles. My thing is, they were the places that gave out food. We don't only go and get it for ourselves. We got it for everybody that was over in that area. So we would get a lot of stuff, but the thing is, it was just me and my husband that was bringing the food back and giving it to people who needed it. Like right now, we're both housed, but we didn't forget where we came from. So we go back out there. We go out there 4 times a week and feed. We done found encampments where you wouldn't even think it would be encampments. And we go out there and we feed. Before I came here, I was out there feeding. And we still, for me to make it here on time, I said, okay, baby, we got 2 trays of food left. I'm finna set my table up and make the plates and feed whoever wants something to eat right here. We got water, we take extra money, that if we have extra money, we go out and buy water and juices. 2 weeks ago, I went out, I made over 3,000 bologna sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I had cookies, I had juices, and I had water. Some people was lucky to get potato chip. You go to 99-cent store, get them big bag of chip, put some in them sandwich bags, and they good to go. You know what I'm saying? When you guys come here, and if you by chance know somebody that maybe you sitting down eating lunch and you see somebody not eating lunch, but they're glancing at your food, offer them, bring an extra bag of lunch. Bring something. Here, I decided today, here, we're gonna eat lunch together. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget where you came from. I don't care what race you is, what nationality you is, what language you speak. It's all kindness. And believe it or not, we can learn from our kids. We as grown-ups forget. And some of us forget where we came from and how we was raised. Go back to the old teaching.
Okay, right on. Prentice, what was the best thing that someone can do for you, a passerby or someone that you came in contact with when you were on the streets to help you out?
Really just recognizing that I was an individual
Okay.
and listening with an empathetic ear.
Okay.
Because, you know, it was a struggle day by day. You know, one day a need might be one thing, the next day a need might be another thing. And basically just listening with an empathetic ear, man, if a lot of people were to do that, I think a lot of our world's problems could be easily solved.
Okay. Okay. So, final word, I want everyone to chime in on this. We're going to start with Gerald. And the final question is, it's very general. What are some things that the people here, all of us in this room, can do to improve the homeless situation? Mike.
Again, I'm going to go back to just if I'm able to give something, if I have something that I can give, that would be a good thing, I think. You know, whether it's given to a political campaign, whether it's given directly to a homeless person, when I have something, I can be fairly generous, you know, and I need to look for opportunities to just give what I have. If it's attention, if it's a kind word, if it's a vote, if it's coming together as a group, I just need to get involved in some sort of way, in my own way.
Pretty praying.
I definitely agree with what the man just said. It depends on what you're able to do, what your heart moves you to do as an individual, because what I may do to help somebody else may not be feasible for you to help somebody else. You may have a totally different gift than me. So I think that a person would really have to look within themselves and just really ask themselves, what do they have to bring to the table?
Okay.
You gonna pass on me? You right. Okay. You know, I think everyone, well, I agree with everything everyone said, you know, on this panel. Just find a way to get involved. There are so many different ways that you can get involved that, you know, fits your passion, fits your, you know, level of expertise. I think one of the most simplest things you can do, but it brings, you know, so you don't know how it can change a person, is say hello, you know. And from there, you know, start carrying granola bars in your car, toilet tissue, wipes. You know, if you're not comfortable giving money, you know, carry those things in your car. Hand sanitizer, you know, make your own little hygiene kits. Put them in clear plastic baggies and hand that out to people, you know, as you're driving by an encampment, as you're seeing someone, you know, asking for help, you know, on the street medium or divider or something like that. And get involved with these organizations. You can get involved with the East Oakland Collective, eastoaklandcollective.com. You can see what we're up to, because we're up to a lot. You know, especially in deep East Oakland, which if y'all don't know where that is east of High Street. High Street to the San Leandro border. You know, you can get involved with our Feed the Hood program, our HART, Homeless Rapid Response Team. You can get involved with the advocacy and policy work where, you know, we're building the leadership of our unsheltered, you know, population. You know, our Now House powerhouse right here, you know, Mitzi is one of them, you know, and there's like many more folks, you know, and it's, you know, become more civically engaged around the issues that impact homelessness and displacement, gentrification, housing rights, you know. Really look at, you know, it's an election year in Oakland, so really look at candidates who are addressing, you know, homelessness and housing rights. It's pushing your companies to donate. You know, one of the hardest things is actually to get funding for this work. Why? Because you have institutional funders where homelessness is not a priority. It's not a grant-making priority, or they don't do grant-making of direct services. So it's kind of almost like forget them. You know, most of the donations that we get to do this work, so our homeless services and solutions is 100% funded by y'all, by the people, you know. And we're constantly fundraising, and that money goes in and goes out. It doesn't pay nobody's salary. That goes straight to buy stuff for the people. You know, it goes straight to, you know, if Union Pacific Railroad gives them a citation and tells them that they're trespassing and that, you know, in 2 months they have to move, you know, that goes to pay for their lawyer fees, you know, their representation, you know, in court. And stuff like that. So it's like there's tons of stuff that you can do. You can you know, help change the narrative. Like, I hate Next Door. There's so many racist people on Next Door. It's so many racists and people and NIMBYs, you know, on Next Door is ridiculous.
Wait, but Next Door is it's an application for people
To complain about everything.
to complain about things going on in your neighborhood. It's used a lot by gentrifiers.
In NIMBYs, you know,
Is that
not
fair
in
to
our
say?
backyards.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
People that move into a new neighborhood and they want to improve it, but anyway. Yes, there are a lot of racial undertones. Anyway, go ahead.
So the reason why I stay on Next Door is so that I can teach people, you know, point out there is a alternative way to react and to think. So when when an unsheltered brother moved into my neighborhood, set up shop on the bus stop, and everybody in my neighborhood had a cow, you know, threw a fit, I was the only one that was like, look, they were trying to commit him to John George and everything. I'm like, did you talk to him? And ask him, is he okay? They're like, well, he's living under trash, so he must be crazy, so he has to be committed. And you know, so I had to, you know, I talked to my therapist friends and dispel the myth that, you know, it takes a lot to be deemed 5150. So I had to teach my neighbors, no, stop scaring other folks, stop thinking that this guy is crazy, stop talking to him like he's crazy, and really just work with my neighbors. It was an everyday battle. I was on Next Door trying to change the narrative about this gentleman who, he was perfectly sane. I went over there and helped him out. He asked me out on a date, you know, so he was fine. So, you know, he was fine. So, but it's like really teaching humanity and compassion is very hard, but we have to do it. You know, we have to do it, because even if you change the mind, the heart of one person to treat someone else better, then I think it's worth it.
Listen, shout out Candice Elder, shout out Missy, shout out Prentice, shout out Gerald Chambers, shout out Olivia Dudley for making a flyer, shout out Lisa Saldogo, shout out Adrian Oliver on tech, shout out you all around. Yes, thank you for coming. That's it, peace. Sign up for the East Oakland Collective, follow the website, and we're done. Thank you all very much.